Mastering these 10 skills will make men feel your absence. More than anything, when a guy has you in the brain, does he ever stop thinking about anything else? What about your absence? That makes me miss you so much. Instead of wasting time on meaningless activities or putting on an act, focus on developing the abilities that will make your absence noticeable. And I'm going to tell you the specific steps to take today to make it happen. It's a common relationship pitfall to do things like over-explain, over-give, or over-pursue. Doing so may seem right when you're doing it, but in the long run, you can end up feeling ignored or even taken advantage of. What if instead, you could turn the tables on this? Instead of trying to grab his attention, what if you created an irresistible need for your company that made him miss you when you weren't there? The focus here is on personal growth and the way you approach relationships, not on manipulation or games. If you want to make him miss you and present yourself in a way that is irresistible, confident, and appealing, then you need to master the 10 techniques we'll cover. Is it time for you to take charge? First, we'll go over the ability that will captivate him from the moment you step away. First one, the allure of secrecy. Now I have a question for you. In your opinion, is his interest in you genuine? Does your identity, thoughts, and what makes you tick keep him up at night? Then you should spice things up a bit by making some things less clear. Creating a depth that he can't readily unravel is the essence of mystery, not withholding information or being hard to acquire. I want you to picture this. Anything that is unusual, hard to get your hands on, or just a little bit out of touch makes people happy. Being approachable and predictable makes you less interesting. Okay, listen up. Challenging situations are hardwired into men's DNA. The thrill of discovery is lost when you divulge all your secrets too hastily. Instead, how about you let him get a taste of your world? What if you insisted that he earn the right to know you for who you really are? Here is a basic exercise to begin with. Refrain from spilling the beans the next time you feel the need. Consider whether he must know this right this second or whether I can wait for him to figure it out on his own. Give him just the right amount of information to pique his attention without overwhelming him. If he wants to know what you have planned for the weekend, for instance, you shouldn't give him the rundown. Instead, try something along the lines of, "I'm planning several interesting things. Later, I will tell you about it." Observe how this comment piques his interest and motivates him to seek clarification. Living an authentically independent existence is another strategy for fostering mystique. Engage in interests, pursuits, and friendships that aren't centered around him. He feels an irresistible pull toward you once he realizes that you're a whole and lively individual apart from him. He'll be curious to find out more about your interests, your worldview, and how he might join it. But that's not all. How you hold yourself is just as important as what you say or don't say while trying to exude mystery. Do you exude self-assurance the moment you step foot in a room, or do you try to blend in? The energy you bring is conveyed through your movements, speech, and interactions with people. Allow your deeds to speak louder than your words if you desire to make him long for your company. Presenting to you now is a brief test. With him again, please be a little more reserved. Allow the pause that follows a meaningful discussion to linger. Instead of stuffing the space with words, let your eyes do the talking. Allow him to experience the anticipation of the unspoken, for it holds the key. He can't help but think of you whenever he's left to ponder your existence. He is emotionally engaging with you when he tries to read your emotions or remembers your last interaction. Plus, that magnetic pull makes him feel an irresistible pull toward you. Envision this now. Instead of feeling relieved whenever he hears from you, he feels the burden of your absence every time. He must be counting the minutes till he can be near you again, because every time you move away, he starts counting. That is the strength of secrecy. As a result, he becomes acutely aware of the place you hold in his life and is enthralled by your presence. Are you prepared to fully immerse yourself in the art of secrecy? Everything else will be easy after you've got this one down. While we continue to find new and exciting ways to make him feel your absence, let's not let up. Are you ready to become the most captivating version of yourself and make him unable to stop thinking about you? Let's dive into the next step to master your emotions and create an irresistible charm. Now press 1 to get ready together. How can I make you happy? How do you find joy in life? Do more of what makes you happy. Whether dancing, painting, operating a business, or hanging out with friends, you exude an irresistible charm when you're living the life you dream of. Consider this situation. Just pretend that you're the one who texts him first or who rearranges your schedule to fit his. He begins to feel, with the passage of time, that you're waiting for him to determine the parameters of the connection. However, what occurs when ceasing? Your ex will sense a change when you start caring more about yourself and your interests than he does. Your unexpected unpredictableness and lack of availability will give him the opportunity to appreciate your presence more. Ignoring or being distant from him is not an expression of emotional independence. Making your life so rich and varied that you no longer want his approval to feel whole is what it means. His impression of you will change the moment you radiate self-assurance like this. The admiration he feels for you will be intense. He will respect you. Above all else, he will miss you when you're gone, but he has faith in your ability to succeed on your own. Limits must be established. I mean, come on. How many times have you lied to him by saying yes when you really meant no? The practice of setting and sticking to boundaries is an act of self-love, since it communicates to others that your needs are as important as theirs. If you have arrangements with friends and he wants to see you at the last minute, you should honor those plans. Refuse politely and express your appreciation for his time. Attractiveness is in the details, and this significant gesture shows that you aren't prepared to give up all for him. I have a crucial inquiry for you. Is your identity distinct from the relationship? When women get too engrossed in a relationship, they tend to lose sight of what made them attractive in the first place, their individuality and strengths. It is essential to rediscover who you are. Remember before you met him? Tell me about your dreams. Did anything happen to you that was put on hold? Reclaiming your unique identity makes you someone he's eager to learn more about again and again. This is when Stoicism comes into play. It's about maintaining a steady foundation and remaining unfazed by outside forces, such as his actions. He will notice your emotional strength when he notices that you are able to handle situations without continual confirmation or reinforcement. A strong, graceful woman is the most alluring thing in the world, believe me. You will never forget a Love Stoic woman, one who exudes both warmth and independence. A little purposeful action is where this change begins, in case you were wondering how to get started. Create a journal entry detailing your aspirations and objectives apart from the relationship. Dedicate at least 1 hour a week to activities that bring you joy. Taking a class, picking up a new pastime, or just getting some quiet time to yourself could do the trick. You can reduce your need for emotional support by making more investments in yourself. Always keep in mind that he notices a real change when you succeed on your own. Your self-assurance, infectious enthusiasm, and ability to make him want to prove himself will all catch his eye. He will feel a profound emptiness, like missing a captivating and complete woman. If you're ready to take charge of your emotional independence, hit like and leave a comment with the number 8, a symbol of infinity and inner strength. Keep an eye out for more impactful ideas like these by subscribing. Believe me when I say that this is just the beginning, and you don't want to miss anything. Let's find out how to take your relationships to the next level. 3. Self-assurance. Have you ever entered a room and noticed that certain women exude an air of mystery even when they don't speak a word? Their attire, cosmetics, or physical attractiveness are irrelevant. The key is in the way they move. An air of confidence is captivating, compelling, and memorable. Being comfortable in your own flesh is an art form that makes a lasting impression on everyone you meet, particularly him. However, let's face reality for a second. One must work to develop their self-assurance. It is not a trait that just occurs. It's crafted in the stillness of your mind when you decide to accept your imperfections and shortcomings. So how do you instill the confidence that makes a man miss you so much that he can't stop thinking about you? Get a handle on this reality first. Being conscious of oneself is the first step towards building confidence. To succeed, you must be confident in your own identity, your skills, and your contributions. To begin, take stock of your strengths. To what extent am I unique? These don't need to be lofty ideals. They might be more subtle traits, like an inventive spirit, a good sense of humor, or an excellent interpersonal skill. Unapologetically own your strengths once you've identified them. Take stock of your demeanor. Personality and demeanor are just as important as confidence when it comes to making a good impression. Take a confident stance, look people in the eyes, and move with purpose. Even before you speak a word, your body language says a lot. When you carry yourself with an air of confidence, everyone, even him, takes note. Learning to silence your inner critic is an important step toward self-confidence. The tone of voice is familiar to you. This is the one that constantly reminds you that you are inadequate in every way, intelligent, beautiful, and good enough. What I'm trying to say is that voice is not telling the truth. Realizing that your flaws are part of what makes you unique, relatable, and yes, attractiveness is the key to building confidence, not striving for perfection. Take baby steps if you're lacking self-assurance. Get out that special event dress you've been eyeing. When you typically remain silent, speak up now. You need to get out of your comfort zone and try something new that challenges you. Your self-assurance increases in proportion to the number of courageous actions you do. Now, I want to share a secret with you. Enthusiasm spreads like wildfire. People around you pick up on your confidence levels when you exude it. It shows in your genuine laughter, your conversational skills, and your ability to be yourself without shame or guilt. Confidence for a Love Stoic woman is about more than herself. It's all about establishing an atmosphere where her energy attracts others, including him. A self-confident person is one who treats themselves with the same respect and dignity that they show to others. When you talk to yourself, are you kind? Are your needs being met, and are your well-being being prioritized? Taking care of oneself on all levels, physical, emotional, and spiritual, can boost your confidence. If he sees that you appreciate yourself, he will appreciate you even more. Being able to leave an indelible impression is a remarkable power of self-assurance. You become the type of woman who lingers in his thoughts even after you've left the room when you exude confidence. Being authentically you, your grin, your demeanor, and the way you made him feel will stick with him. Also, self-assurance has this strange knack for making room. You won't feel the need to cling or chase when you have confidence in yourself. When you trust that you are enough, it opens a world of natural freedom in your connection. Instead of a blank slate, this area gives him a chance to lean in, find you, and experience the heaviness of your absence. Lastly, keep in mind that gaining confidence is more of a process than an endpoint. No matter how little you do, you will get closer to the day when you feel entirely confident. Every day, tell yourself that you are sufficient just the way you are and take pride in your achievements. Being self-assured does more than make him long for your company. By being the exceptional and brilliant person that you are motivating him to improve himself and reach your level. Being secure in who you have that kind of impact. It will be noticeable when you're around, and it will be even more noticeable when you're not. Be confident in yourself now. It's one of the most fulfilling journeys you'll ever undertake. Plus, what's even better? You embark on this adventure mostly for your own benefit. Communication strategy. Have you ever wanted to respond to his text message right away so you can keep the discussion going? Maybe you were afraid he might lose interest if he didn't reply right away, so you ended up sending him a second message. Okay, listen up. The words you choose to use may not always be the most effective way to get his attention. What matters is not if you communicate, but when and how. Mastering the art of strategic communication can make him need your presence in ways you never imagined. First, a basic yet effective premise. Keep it simple. Imagine a spark as a metaphor for communication. Smothering the fire is possible if you continually fan the flames. However, with enough room to grow, it can become something far more formidable. When you engage in conversations, it's the same story. Sending a subliminal indication that you're overly available and predictable is the result of constantly being the one to initiate contact or responding instantly to every communication. Furthermore, consistency does not inspire desire. Rather, it snuffs it out. Consider interspersing your answers instead. Do not feel obligated to respond immediately when he texts you. Do not rush. Pay attention to what's happening in your life, your passions, and respond when it feels right. In your absence, he will begin to speculate about your whereabouts, the people you're spending time with, and how he may win your undivided attention. That inquiry is potent. It triggers feelings of longing, nostalgia, and desire in him for you. However, the substance of your talks is equally as important as the time when it comes to strategic communication. Are your messages impactful, or are they just generic, impersonal messages that anybody could write? Being memorable is the key to standing out. Asking, "What was the most exciting thing that happened to you today?" is a better alternative to, "How was your day?" Rather than saying good night, why not give it a go? You deserve to dream about something fantastic tonight. By making these little adjustments, seemingly insignificant messages become unforgettable experiences. Let us now discuss the significance of remaining silent. Not talking to him is different from ignoring him. Making room for him to approach you is the key. You should back off and allow him to initiate if you're used to doing all the initiation. You may experience some unease at the outset. The fear that he will become uninterested or forget about you is understandable. However, this is the actual outcome. You allow him space to sense your absence when you cease filling the emptiness. Desire is sparked by that lack. Consider the following question. Do you mean what you say, or are you just talking to yourself? All too frequently, we reach for our phones or send texts just to fill the silence, rather than genuinely wanting to communicate. Think before you reach out the next time you feel they want. Is the message valuable? Is it exciting or intriguing? Hold back if you don't. Do not forget that the objective is not to inundate him with messages. Make sure the ones you send really matter. Knowing what makes him feel a certain way is also important for effective strategic communication. What brings him a sense of worth, belonging, or motivation? You can forge a stronger connection by speaking directly to those emotions. For instance, if you are aware of his enthusiasm for a certain pastime, inquire about it with questions that demonstrate your true interest. Send him a message that is encouraging without being too much. Communicating with him thoughtfully makes him feel valued and acknowledged. Plus, that is something he will always remember. Here, stoicism is also significant. Communicating with poise and purpose demonstrates emotional resilience, which is highly appealing. He is captivated by your self-control and assurance when you are not reacting, when you do not send impulsive messages or demand constant attention. Love Stoic women have an innate sense of this equilibrium. They have a natural rhythm to their conversations because they know when to talk and when to be quiet, which enthralls him. Allow me to allay widespread dread. If he remains silent, what then? When you give him room, what if he starts to withdraw? Have faith in yourself and the bond you're forming. That's where the solution is. The change in dynamics will prompt him to come over and meet you if he's serious. Does it matter if he doesn't? Then you know he isn't as invested in as you are, which is important knowledge. Instead of going after him, strategic communicators should aim to have him come to them. Lastly, keep in mind that there is more to communication than just words. Even when you're face-to-face with someone, your energy, tone, and body language all have an impact. Be deliberate in your speech. Engage your complete attention while listening. Plus, when you're in a relationship, your deeds should be more convincing than words. How you interact with him in person will make your online messages more memorable, and he will remember you even after you've parted ways. Please show your support by giving this method of communication a thumbs up and leaving a comment below if it speaks to you. Subscribe to the channel if you're prepared to learn more about these life-changing abilities. Believe me when I say there's a lot more to learn about how to dominate your relationships. You won't want to miss this next level. We can find out how to make him miss you so much that he wants you back if we work together. 5. Create a life that people can't resist. Imagine this, a life that is so rich, colorful, and interesting that everyone wants to be a part of it. Imagine yourself as the type of lady who attracts attention not due to her outward appearance, but rather to the infectious enthusiasm she exudes, the enthusiasm of someone who is utterly enamored with her life. Creating an enticing way of life is a powerful force. Something deep happens to a man when he sees you flourishing in your own universe. That way he knows you aren't wasting time trying to win him over. Your attention is instead directed towards making your life special in every way. Nothing is more alluring than a lady who is completely absorbed in her own joy. How do you create a life that entices him, even while you're not around? Reconnecting with your passions is a good place to start. Is there anything you've wanted to accomplish for a long time but just never got around to doing? For some, it may mean delving headfirst into a new area of self-improvement. For others, it may mean discovering a creative pastime. Do something for yourself now. The moment is now. Being a lady a man admires is a certain technique to make him miss you when you're not there. His admiration and respect for your independence and bravery will grow as he watches you pursue your dreams, do new things, and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. You'll be known as someone who doesn't merely speak about dreams, you live them. His longing for your company will intensify in ways he cannot yet describe once he realizes this. But the huge, daring moments aren't the only important ones. One of the keys to creating a life that no one can resist is making time for the simple things that make you happy. Perhaps it begins each day with a mug of coffee and an encouraging book. Perhaps it's spending time in nature, enrolling in a local class, or hanging out with encouraging friends. You can't help but notice the vitality that these small events bring to a life that seems full and purposeful. The topic of your social circle will now be discussed. The vibe you give off is greatly affected by the company you keep. Having friends that have your back not only improves your quality of life, but also makes you more attractive to people like him. He'll see how you brighten up in social situations, how easy it is for you to laugh, and how much your closest friends and family adore you. He will be captivated by the strong sense of community and desire to join it. Finding a happy medium is also key to living an enticing lifestyle. Being busy isn't the only thing that matters. Being purposeful with your time is key. A life that is genuine and satisfying can be yours when you devote your time and energy to pursuits that are in harmony with your beliefs and interests. You radiate self-assurance, freedom, and happiness when you're living life to the fullest. Stoicism is a wonderful fit with this idea. Finding inner calm and satisfaction in the face of adversity is the goal of Love Stoic way of thinking. A magnetic sense of inner peace emanates from within, demonstrating resilience in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs, and the fact that true happiness originates from within. Women with this kind of inner power are attractive to guys because it's an admirable trait that not many women have. Think about this significant change. Quit sitting around and hoping that other people will make your dreams a reality. We all fall victim to the trap of believing that we will be whole once we meet the one. If you're happy and fulfilled on your own, though, the correct person will find you. A woman who takes responsibility of her own happiness and makes her life meaningful is the kind of woman who doesn't merely draw attention, she keeps it. We must not overlook an important aspect. Creating an enticing way of life isn't about making an impression on him. Putting your best foot forward is the goal. What matters most is that you are living your life authentically and that you look forward to each new day with enthusiasm. And when you're genuine in your daily life, the proper individuals like him will find you. Picture this. As he goes about his day, he can't help but think about you. He is aware that you are fully immersed in the pursuit of your dreams, where enthusiasm, determination, and meaning abound. Instead of a vacuum, he feels your presence when you're not here, knowing that you're flourishing, glowing, and making moments he wishes he could experience with you. An enticing way of life can do that. When you create a life you adore, you motivate him to achieve his dreams, not merely because he misses you. To join the universe, you've built and prove himself worthy of being by your side. You dare him to match your intensity, and that is an emotion he will always remember. 6. Attraction from a supportive social circle. Have you ever observed how charismatic a person is when they're in the company of positive, affirming people? Having a strong, encouraging group of friends is one of life's greatest draws. Having friends isn't everything. What matters most is the enthusiasm and self-assurance you display when you're flourishing in those relationships. Furthermore, how you handle your social life can greatly impact a man's perception of your absence. If a woman is well-liked and respected by her peers, men will gravitate toward her. This effect on people's minds is called social proof. His opinion of your value will grow as he notices how much other people appreciate you. As time goes on, he begins to perceive you not just through his own eyes, but also via the admiration of those around you. Plus, what's even better, your social success will make him miss you more when you're not around, because he'll see how much fun it is to be a part of your exciting life. So how can you make an indelible mark by leveraging the influence of your social circle? Make a point to cultivate your friendships first. Try to spend time with those that encourage you, push you to improve, and give you belly laughs. Make sure your relationships are genuine and robust, and surround yourself with positive individuals. Engaging in your social life on a regular basis allows you to experience life to the fullest. Activities that provide you joy, like hosting a dinner party, going out dancing, or having meaningful discussions over coffee, make your life richer and more fulfilling. And that happiness is infectious. It's the type of vibe that draws people, like him, to you. But that's not all. Show him that you are succeeding. Give casual, unforced insights into your social life. Maybe it's through pictures of you and your pals having a blast. On the other hand, it could be a casual remark about the fantastic weekend you had. He is reminded of the extraordinary life you are leading and the remarkable people in it by these minute nuances. Also, the impact of exclusivity, however minor, is significant. He will start to appreciate your time and attention when he sees that you have a full social schedule. He'll realize that sharing your life is an honor, not a necessity. Because he knows how much other people value you, he will desire to prove himself worthy of your affection and earn your love. Confidence boosts come from having a strong social network. Having a strong sense of self-worth is simpler when you have supportive and loving individuals in your life. You'll begin to perceive yourself in a new light as an individual who is lively, competent, and worthy of wonderful things as they are. Your confidence will shine through in all your interactions, adding to your irresistible charm. All right, now we can discuss the limits. Boundaries, the secret to lasting attraction. When you've built a vibrant and fulfilling social life, setting clear boundaries becomes essential to maintaining your self-worth. Boundaries not only protect you, but also reflect your self-respect and independence, qualities that make you more attractive in his eyes. First, don't always be available at all times. Show him that you have a busy and meaningful life and that your time is valuable. This doesn't mean ignoring him, but rather prioritizing yourself and other important relationships. When he realizes that you don't easily give away all your time, he'll cherish the moments he gets to spend with you even more. Additionally, learn to say no, politely but firmly. Don't hesitate to decline requests or invitations that don't align with your values or schedule. This not only helps you stay true to yourself, but also shows him that you know what you want and won't be easily swayed. Lastly, if something makes you uncomfortable or doesn't align with your principles, be upfront about it. Clear and honest communication in setting boundaries will earn his respect. When you hold on to your values, you not only become more attractive, but also build a healthier and more sustainable relationship. True attraction isn't about appearances or flashy things, but stems from how you live, love yourself, and connect with those around you. A woman is most captivating when she creates a meaningful life with positive and genuine relationships. That's when she's cherished, respected, and inspires others with her energy. Most importantly, the lesson here is that you don't have to lose yourself to please anyone. Value your time, learn to say no when necessary, and stand firm in every situation. Your confidence and worth aren't just reflected in how you treat others, but also in how you treat yourself. When you love yourself, set boundaries, and live a passionate life, you not only earn admiration, but also evoke deep appreciation from others. In the end, the most lasting attraction comes from being true to yourself,